After the trailer dropping randomly yesterday, Glitch just posted another teaser image today with the caption, "When at first you don't succeed, then give them guns. Let the battle begin." And this is obviously something that is about Kane, since he is the mastermind behind solving all issues with guns and force, so episode 6 is definitely gonna be interesting. But in the picture we can see Kane, who is bigger than everybody else, representing his godlike figure, and beneath him are the characters with Pomni and Jax being in the middle, both of them smiling from ear to ear. And this is not surprising from Jax, but Pomni seems to be weirdly enjoying this adventure, which is also interesting, cause so far we didn't see this part of her personality. Although Gooseworks did say on Tumblr that there is a part of Pomni that we didn't see yet, so maybe this is what she meant. After all, in episode 5, Pomni talked about how her life was basically boring and that she used to seek mild thrills in her human life.
I sometimes got bored of things, and I would seek out mild thrills, like exploring abandoned buildings, you know.
So maybe she's gonna be enjoying the mindless shooting, especially since the characters can die by gunfire. But the other characters in the picture are also kinda interesting, because they are all pointing their guns at the bad guys duo, so Pomni and Jax. And Ragata and Zubul look especially mad, which in my opinion is because Zubul is already extremely fed up with Jax because he annoyed them in every single episode so far, and Ragata and Jax also had this growing tension between them, but now that Pomni is on Jax's side, Ragata is also mad at her, or at least disappointed, as we could see in episode 5 as well. And I'm thinking that in episode 6, when the characters have to form the groups, maybe Pomni will choose to be with Jax and turns down Ragata, which would also contribute to Ragata's disappointment and inferiority complex. But there are Gangle and Kinger too, who seem to be kinda clueless in this picture, but we could see in the trailer that Gangle is gonna be a bit emotional because Jax probably breaks her mask again, and maybe she'll grow frustrated by the violent adventure, because we can see her crying here, and it also seems like Zubul is gonna try to comfort her. And Kinger is also probably gonna be clueless in the light, but once they get to the dark location, which some of you pointed out in the comments that it seems like the dorm hall, then he'll most likely take out everyone, because we already saw how skilled he is with guns. But as for what exactly will happen in the next episode, well, I have some ideas based on the trailer video, and at first I want to talk about the Jax and Pomni dynamic, which will obviously play a very important part in this next episode. And I can't help but think back to Gooseworks' Tumblr post, where she once said that Pomni and Jax's relationship is messy. And in the last episode we could see these two kinda bonding with each other, and Pomni was even laughing at Jax when he had his monologue about his tail.
What the? Where's my tail? How long have I not had my tail?
I have never seen you with a tail.
Now, in the new teaser, we can actually see that Jax has a tail. And whether it's just a gag at this point, or maybe it has plot relevance, we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, Jax will definitely be surprising in this episode, because even though the adventure seems to be in his favor, it kinda looked like from the trailer that he's gonna train Pomni on how to shoot a gun. Because maybe at first Pomni will be shy or inexperienced, but after she experiences how shooting a gun really is, she might grow to really enjoy it, and there are certain parts in the trailer where it seems like she's also gonna be good at shooting. This is gonna surprise Jax or even make him uncomfortable, because maybe he's not gonna be as good as Pomni. And I'm not sure, but something tells me that their dynamic is not gonna be as cute as it first seemed, and Jax is sus throughout the whole trailer, but mostly in the very last scene shown here. We can see that Jax has a key, just like he had Kaufmo's key in episode 1. Now, based on how he is in the dorm hall, based on Zubul's door behind him, I'm thinking that he's either gonna show Pomni his own room, or what's more likely is that he's gonna break into somebody else's room. Maybe it could be Zubul's, based on how he stands in front of their room, but honestly my guess is that it's gonna be either Gangle, or maybe Kaufmo again, or maybe it could be Ribbit, since his room appeared in the previous episode as well. Now as for why Gangle's, well, because Jax has been teasing Gangle about the figurine thing, and maybe this is the time it's gonna get revealed. We actually know that it has something to do with Ragata, and maybe this is gonna be Jax dropping the emotional bomb between Ragata and Gangle, which would honestly be the cherry on top, cause in episode 5 he already kinda did that by saying,
Remember when you got high at McDonald's and told Gangle to kill herself? Now that was funny.
But the other possibility is that Jax is breaking into Kaufmo's room, because the key looks identical to the key we saw in episode 1. Although they might just have identical looking keys to all doors, so who knows. But we saw in episode 1 that Jax had his bowling ball in Kaufmo's room, so who knows what else could be in there. And maybe Jax is searching for something and wants to grab it, and then he could invite Pomni in, and that could give her flashbacks to her first day. So yeah, it could be a sentimental thing as well. Or my last guess is that Jax is gonna go into Ribbit's room, and maybe it's because Ragatha mentioned that he doesn't have friends anymore, and maybe there's something deeper going on here than they said out loud in episode 5. So maybe this is when we'll learn more about what exactly happened between them and why Ribbit abstracted in the first place. But I genuinely think that besides all the crazy shooting in this episode, there are probably gonna be many emotional scenes too, based on the trailer. Because we could see Gengo crying, Ragatha getting lost or being alone in the dark. Then there's Jax looking surprised, and maybe Kane's plans will work out for once, because as the new teaser picture's description also says, when at first you don't succeed, then give them guns. Which means that maybe Kane will try something else at first, maybe the trust exercise which was teased a few weeks ago, and maybe that won't be interesting to the circus members, or maybe they could deny participating, and that is when Kane comes up with a more aggressive idea, which could then lead the characters to actually talk and work things out, thanks to the insane amount of adrenaline. And to be fair, Kane must be extremely desperate at this point, because his last adventures all failed, and the circus members also got mad at him, which I'm pretty sure that they will also get mad in episode 6. So who knows, maybe Zubul ends up shooting Kane, and I'm wondering what could happen then. Maybe we'll get to find out, and what I'm also hoping we get to learn more about is the CNA Company, which stands for Cain and Abel, as it got confirmed in the trailer. But as for who Abel really is, at this point we can only be guessing. I saw some of you guys saying that it's Bubble, but I don't think that's right, because Abel must have a more significant role in the circus than just interrupting Cain by telling the worst sex jokes. The other suggestion was that Abel could be the mannequin that we saw in episode 5, who was creeping on the circus members, and maybe this could be true, and maybe the way Cain killed his brother was how he reduced him into being an NPC. But maybe his conscience was not deleted properly, so that is why he's hiding, because he doesn't want Cain to find out that he's still alive, and maybe he's planning a revenge. Although if Cain really does have all-seeing eyes, then maybe it's impossible to really hide from him. But honestly, based on how Cain seems to be breaking down more and more with each episode, maybe his abilities are not that sharp anymore. And yeah, to me, this is the most interesting storyline in the whole show, because it's been kept so low-key, and now in the trailer this huge lore got revealed, and I don't know what to think. I just want to know more about the actual creators of the digital circus and the whole history of the game and the characters, like why they are actually in there. But thankfully the next episode is gonna be really long, so maybe they can also fit some sauce in there about CNA along with that very American tendency to solve problems with guns. But let me know what you think about the new teaser and trailer down in the comments. Thanks for watching, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.